In Nakawa West Member of Parliament, Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi. Good to see you, Honorable.
Thank you, Andrew. Good evening.
It's an honor to see you again. Let's start off this. We would like to understand how important the scrutiny of the Accountability Committee is. Yeah.
I think the work that we do, oversight role, that's one of the cardinal roles of Parliament.
Correct.
And it starts in accountability committees. We peruse Auditor General's reports and whichever other information we gather, put into these entities and inquire into the health and what's going on with these entities. There are, for example, so many entities that fall under COSASE, over 100. Practically speaking, you cannot inquire into 100 entities in a period of 6 months, or even in 5 years you cannot do it, because you've got to dig deep and so on. But I would like to salute the members of my committee. I think we have done a fairly good job, because to produce 5 reports out of 5 entities in a period of 1 year.
Out of how many entities?
The entities are many, but what we do, out of the so many, we pick out those that have a bad report of the Auditor General. Corruption, misappropriation of funds and so on. So you pick out those that have glaring issues and you go for those. And for us to, in a period of about 1 year, inquire into 5 entities, you know, with all the challenges we have, all the fights there are in Parliament, I think we've done incredibly well. And the Speaker of Parliament knows. She was in charge of COSASE not long ago. And I remember they inquired into 1 entity, Bank of Uganda, for about 6 months. So me, who has inquired into 5 entities in a year, and you, who has inquired into one entity for a period of 6 months, who is lazy?
Well, do you feel left down, given the resources and the time you gave? One of the members of Parliament here was saying that over time he started to lose the interest in the case. And what is your estimate in terms of spending those 2 to 3 months, especially when you're looking into Uganda Airlines?
No, forget that MP who said he lost interest. He has never attended even a single committee meeting.
Really?
And he's the same man, oh yeah, he's the same man who came out during the Bamdraki probe, as it got to be called, and said, Ssenyonyi and you people, you are attacking the Batoro, stop, you know, going after Bamdraki. I said, now, this is a member of Parliament. He has sunk so shallow, okay? But anyhow, he has his own issues. Let's not get into that.
Do you feel left down, given the resources and the time invested in this?
Without a doubt, I think that the leadership of Parliament, the Speaker of Parliament, has let us down. Why? Because we get to do this work, put in effort, put in time to inquire into 1 entity. It takes a bit of time and energy. Yeah, you finish a report, and she refuses for the report to be tabled. As she is refusing to give us audience, she's meeting the person that we inquired into, Bamdraki. And so I'm thinking, Madam Speaker, so is your refusal for us to table the Uganda Airlines report because you met Bamdraki? I don't know what they discussed. That's not my business. But you see, you send too many mixed signals to Ugandans out there. You're not giving audience to your committee report, but you're giving audience to somebody who has been inquired into. People begin to imagine so many things.
Joel, we want to understand, Honorable, how much did you spend in the space of 2 to 3 months?
In terms of money?
In terms of money, yes.
I had, you know, the Speaker saying, I don't know whether she was saying they give us cash. Of course not. You know, maybe the samosas that are put on the tables there during the meeting discussions and so on, there's no money that is given to us to go and inquire as such. No, that is not the case. But you see, at the end of the day, I think the Speaker is being disingenuous. So she has said, we shall not table the Uganda Airlines report and all of these others because it leaked. One, the Speaker does not have those powers. There's no rule that says,
but
if at all it leaked, I don't know, because she said she was going to investigate. She didn't ever investigate. I think she was just bluffing, you know, because we handed the report over to her office, the clerk's office, then the report was uploaded. Over 500 MPs could access it. Anyone could leak it, including people in the Speaker's office. That's why she could not investigate, even when she said she was going to investigate. None of that could happen.
And that brings me to this, Joel. Where does the practice of the omnibus consideration of the reports meant to accountability and corruption fighting, well knowing that it started with a motion that was moved by Honorable Nandala Mafabi in the 10th Parliament? Where do you see this going? I
think, with all due respect, that motion by the Honorable Nandala Mafabi that was moved as the 10th Parliament was closing was in bad faith. Because what they were saying, in essence, let's close that door, no one should open it to check out anything therein. And so as a committee, we're meant to start our work in January of 2022. So for 6 months, we're meant to be there doing nothing, you know. The same thing that the Speaker has done, let's close that door. why? What are you trying to hide, for heaven's sake? Let's inquire into some of those entities. Like I said, you pick out entities that have huge budgets, that have financial issues, you inquire into them. Now she is saying, let's close that door, don't inquire into it.
You know, Joel, when this investigation was going on and the inquiry into the Uganda Airlines, there were a couple of voices within the corridors of power and in the media, I'm sure you actually had these, that your approach towards the CEO of Uganda Airlines, Jennifer Mturaki, seemed a little much more personal. It seemed very personal. What do you make of that?
But how? Because all the questions we were asking are questions which she couldn't even deny. Many times she was just quiet. There were questions to do with her office and her qualifications and all of the different things, the corruption, mismanagement, and so on and so forth. But you see, Andrew, there's a mistake that maybe the Speaker and others make. Because the Speaker is targeting Joel Ssenyonyi, very obsessed with going after Joel Ssenyonyi.
Why would the Speaker
I am only the chairperson of the committee. My committee has over 70% members who belong to the NRM. And these people sign that committee. So I'm only their representative when it comes to tabling these reports and so on and so forth. But okay, be it as it may, if there was unfairness, what do the rules say? Table the report, let the whole House discuss it. If anyone feels there are certain issues of unfairness within the report, we discuss it and they can even amend and so on and so forth. But for the Speaker to say, I am not going to allow that report to be tabled unilaterally, she's operating like a dictator.
Now, this brings me to my very last question because of time. How are you going to handle business moving forward? Because, I mean, it's a new year here.
You see, we have got a job to do.
Regardless.
All right? And we are not going to back down. We'll keep doing the work that we must do. There's all sorts of frustrations, you know. You dig in, spend time, and then the Speaker literally rubbishes your report. Perhaps because she met the person you were investigating. I do not know. All those are things that, if she's saying that the committee should be investigated, maybe she should be investigated too, with all due respect, okay? But we'll keep doing the work that we have to do. We'll keep, we'll keep unveiling the rot there is. The intimidations, the threats, the frustrations, they will all come. None of that is going to cause Joel Ssenyonyi to back down.
Thank you so much. That is Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi, Member of Parliament for Nakawa West.